We're back now, 8:38, with our very good friend, Bryant Gumbel. He sat in the anchor chair here for 15 years, but since 1995, he's been the host of HBO's award-winning series, Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. It kicks off its 19th season tomorrow night. Bryant, good to see you.
Hey, pal.
I say award-winning, just got a Peabody Award.
Yeah, we did. I'm very proud of it, really. We're the first sports broadcast to ever be so honored. We have a good bunch of guys. We've got a great staff and a wonderful group of correspondents. Very proud of it.
And
really
you start this season with this story that I think kind of marries a lot of your real interests in sports and politics. This group of soccer fans, we talked about it outside a second ago, the Ultras. So are they soccer fans, political activists, revolutionaries? What are they?
A little bit of all concerned. I mean, here, I'll give you the brief version. I mean, for years in Egyptian society, Egyptians were not allowed to congregate. The only place they could was soccer games. So these young rabid soccer fans known as ultras became used to two things. Number one is working in an organized fashion. Number two is combating the police. And so when events went down, as you well know, in Tahrir Square, the people who were leading the charge were the ultras, and the revolution is ongoing, and they continue to be the force that is battling the cops more often than not.
You brought us a clip from tomorrow night's segment. Does he need set up?
I don't think so. I think we have a journalist, Sharif Kadous, who's talking about the role of the ultras, and then we're going to talk with one of the ultras who keeps his identity hidden for obvious reasons.
All right, take a look.
This bridge behind us is called Asr Nil Bridge. It leads directly into the heart of Tahrir. And this was the site of one of the fiercest and largest battles on January 28, 2011 against the police. The ultras and soccer fans were key to that battle because they were on the front lines. They were very organized. The police literally retreated off the streets of Cairo, were taking off their uniforms, putting on civilian clothing, and hiding.
The streets all around Tahrir Square was battlefields everywhere. The people were watching us dealing with the police.
So they were learning by example.
Exactly.
You were teaching by example.
We broke this rule that the police are the most strong thing in Egypt and you cannot mess with them. We broke this rule, and this is how the people saw us doing this.
You mentioned their role in Tahrir Square at the end of the Mubarak regime's days. What are their goals now?
Well, that's a tough question. They want the police remains the oppressive force in Egypt, as you know. It's almost 2 million strong, and despite the fact that Mubarak is gone and Morsi is in, the police remain pretty much unchanged and unchecked. And the police kind of got their revenge against the ultras a year ago. They went to this soccer game in Port Said, and the reports came out that they locked the exits. And after the game, 72 of them were beaten to death. And so the ultras, it's become kind of a blood war now with the cops in Egypt, and the revolution's ongoing.
As an American journalist, did you feel safe? I remember when you went over, we talked about it, but did you feel safe going over there?
Yeah, I was fine. They all think I'm Egyptian until I open my mouth.
Yeah, then poof, that's gone,
there
right?
You go, it's gone.
I've got you here. Let me just ask you, but we talked to each other over the weekend about the Masters. Adam Scott is the new Masters champion, first Aussie to have that title. Should Tiger Woods have been disqualified?
No,
Should he have withdrawn?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If he had, everybody would have said he gutted a rule that was a good rule in place. No. I mean, it's doubly stupid. Number one, he shouldn't have DQ'd himself. But number two is, golf has to get away from this idea that you can sit at home on your couch and call in and say, hey, I saw a violation, and impact the competition.
I'm not sure golf's going to get away from that because it seems to be here to stay.
Yeah, I mean can you imagine a guy sitting at home imagine a guy watching a basketball game at home. Hey, he traveled. Get on the phone and call it. No, that's not going to happen.
All right, you've agreed to subject yourself to something else here this morning.
I didn't agree. You strong-armed me.
No, not exactly. We've got a segment coming up on a brand new series on National Geographic called Brain Games, and we've got the gentleman thief who's been on our show before, and he's going to have some fun with us in a couple of minutes and have some fun with you as well. So if you're game, we'll give it a shot in a couple of minutes.
And if I'm not?
If we're going to give it a shot in a couple of minutes anyway.